Hey everyone. So did y'all watch the Pose season 3 premiere episodes 1 and 2? Hopefully you did. I'll just give some of my thoughts on it. Um, and if you did, are you guys okay? I'm not okay, but I will be. So I pull my chair up to the TV real close and I'm really excited. I'm excited, adrenaline's rushing, but also that feeling of my stomach was kind of in knots because I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking around, see who's missing. So I look around, we see Blanca. She's kind of living her best life. Well, she's doing good. She's working in the hospital as some kind of assistant, maybe a volunteer, I'm not sure. And then she is I guess it's still supposed to be that one guy that she met at the beach on season 2, episode 9, but they changed the character out and now it's played by Jeremy Pope, which I ain't got a problem with because Jeremy is so cute. Hey, I never mind looking at him. But anyway, cute for her. She's still got one Evangelista kid at home. Now, I was looking to see if they were going to bring back the 2 little kids from the last episode. I didn't see them. So, I don't know. I wish they would have, gave us some, follow-up on what happened to them. Because that was, such a big touching moment at the end of episode 10 of season 2. I don't know why they didn't bring them back. But anyway, so Damon's still at home. I wasn't clear, but I guess he, had some issues with drugs and alcohol or whatever, and now he's on the mend. Doesn't seem to be doing too much else. I don't know. And that was kind of like a weird jump too, because Damon was on such a straight and narrow path to success. What had happened? It would have been nice to see his journey, up until this point. At the end of the day, he ended up moving in with his cousin out of state somewhere because he relapsed and he's gone for good. Why is he gone for good? I'm like, what? That didn't make sense to me. Let's see, we see Elektra. She's still Elektra in all her fabulousness, working down at the Hellraisers Club. That gets raided and shut down, so now she's got to find another way to, make her come back and be okay. So we'll see what happens with that. Pray Tell is still working down to the Macy's spray and perfume, but his alcoholism has gotten really bad. So, Pray is still a mean, angry drunk. They show, the funeral home, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, who is this? What's going on? And Pray Tell tells the rest of the council that he is just fed up. He's done. He can't take anymore. He has nothing left to give. And I felt that in my soul. I was like, you know what? You do what you got to do. Because, yeah, too much. Of course, this is 94. Ricky is still with Pray Tell. He's getting fed up with Pray because he's tired of him. Okay, so Angel has kind of hit a dry spot in her modeling career. I guess Lulu has hit some kind of dry spot in whatever she's doing, and they decide to start smoking crack. They said, well, you know what? We just gonna be some crackheads because this is too much. It was cute. I mean, the scenes and everything were funny. Again, it was just kind of like a big jump, like a big rush. Like all of a sudden, y'all some crackheads. I wish, again, they would have took more time with that story, maybe showing, some scenes of, more scenes of that, so we really believe that they have a problem, because everything just went so fast. And then, they bring in the OJ story. Okay, fine, bring in the OJ story, but we don't need a lot of the OJ story. We trying to see what's going on with y'all, to be honest. I mean, I was entertained. But I just felt like we could have got more like behind the scenes stuff. Flashbacks. Y'all used to do flashbacks all the time. What happened to all the flashbacks? Okay, so the balls. Still got the balls going on, but it's now more about, making money, whack lip sync competitions. It's kind of lost its heart and soul as far as ballroom culture. We get introduced, Lamar, the funny looking one from the House of Abundance or Winter, or he's been in all the houses. So a little funny looking Lamar has started a house of Khan. So they're supposed to be the big rebel house now that nobody can touch, right? And again, it was cute for like 2 seconds. Again, a big jump in character personality. Does that make sense? I don't know. Not that Lamar was like this sweet, angel or anything, but it just felt like all of a sudden he's Elektra. Like all of a sudden he's this mean, cruel person. Okay, so I think Papi deserves better. Papi deserves better on the show, and he deserves better in real life. And that's my statement, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm not going to go further than that. But Papi is on his executive, grown man, classic man thing. He's, doing his modeling agency stuff. Angel is kind of like on the bench, and Papi is kind of like shining, like this is his time to shine. And so you kind of see Angel looking like in the corner, like, yeah, so you're going to leave me for, so it's that jealousy. And so then we get to the part where it's really triggering. I had to go watch cartoons after this to fall asleep. See, Blanca is going to visit Cubby in the hospital. I was not prepared. If you're going to watch this show, you got to be prepared for stuff like this. I mean, that's just the honest thing. And I was not. I was not prepared for that scene. Cubby, is, at the end stages of his life, and it was just a touching moment. His birth mother ended up showing up at the end and kind of making amends with him. And then it just took me out because Lamar, he's like the villain now, so he ain't had time to go see Cubby, which kind of like really broke my heart a little bit, because they were kind of like twins. They were so close, always together. You see one, you see the other. And so to see that there was that drift apart at the end really made me sad. But we did see, in spite of Lamar being this cruel, evil villain, he ended up getting there a little too late. He does go in and, kind of break down when he sees him and everything. Okay, I can't talk no more about that. So they decide to walk the ball in Cubby's honor. Blanca's like, okay, well, I'm getting the House of Evangelista back together, and we're going to walk, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the ball scenes, for me, because, like, I'm an outsider looking in, and I'm trying to, like, be respectful when I say this, but for me, it felt like that wow factor was missing in the fashions and in the music a little bit, to be honest. It seems like they poured all of their wardrobe budget into Elektra. How come Blanca didn't really walk? They had Blanca in, her same little flower dress that she wore in season 2, episode 6. They didn't have no other wardrobe for Blanca. They just have cheap rainbow dresses for Blanca. They're trying to set up an intervention for Prey Tale. They know it's going to go bad. I don't know why they do this, but okay, let's go here again. Okay, I'll just touch on this real quick about the scene with Blanca meeting Christopher's parents. Again, on the outside looking in, I don't know nothing about this life, but for me, I feel like life is hard enough. Why should Blanca have put herself into that position to be uncomfortable like that? To have that feeling of rejection and fear and not measuring up? I feel like Christopher should have went to his parents and said, look, this is my woman. This is what the situation is. I'm a grown man. This is what I want. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about it. Would you like to meet her or not? And if you do meet her, you better be on your best behavior. Don't ask no crazy, disrespectful questions. This is what it is. He should have let all the cards out on the table. But instead, we get this awkward scene with, let me bring you to dinner and it's going to be all good. Same old tired. Prey has just pretty much turned into Ned the wino at this point. He ain't even putting on clean clothes. He's showing up at the funerals with pajama pants on, looking all ashy. The council's like, oh, hell no, get away. They have this scene where, they're doing the intervention with Prey Tale. Of course, he goes off. In the end, we see that Prey Tale shows up at yet another memorial service. And it's not the guy, it's some other guy. But the council, he kind of makes up with the council. He's like, oh, have you seen so-and-so? Oh, I thought, you talked to him. I guess he's all right. We went by his apartment, but he wasn't there. And Prey remembers that when he was talking to him, he was saying that he would check into the Four Seasons and if he wanted to end things, he would do it in style. Or, he told him how he would do it. So that clicked, and he ran to the hotel and found him there in time. And he was, he was still alive and everything. And they had a moment, and Prey was just like, why don't we get rid of these pills? And then, dude was just like, well, why don't you get rid of your alcohol? And I guess that was kind of like the breaking moment for Prey. And he decided to go into rehab. And Blanca, drives him to rehab. And that's pretty much all I got to say about episode 2. Again. Let's touch on the ballroom again. It's like, okay, then we got introduced to the Candy Sweet refrain, the lip sync part of these ballrooms. Now, I'm me, so I'm looking to see details or whatever. And again, it just felt like the wardrobe part of it fell flat as far as the performances. They should have really recreated these characters if they were going to do lip syncs. This is Pose. If you're going to sing Toni Braxton, you need to be looking like Toni Braxton. If you're going to sing Janet, you need to be having that, the black corset and the curly hair and really do I need to come help y'all? And again, Elektra's fabulous as usual, but it just seems like the fashions fell flat with everyone else. And then at the end, Angel says she's going to work on her sobriety and get help so she can be a good wife when she walks down the hall. Whatever, Angel. Justice for Papi. Bye.